lights go out, the stories begin. Night stories. Your nightmares become real.
I'd only been in the house a week when I realized something was wrong. Not the kind of wrong you get from a creaky floorboard or a drafty window. Those I could handle. This was deeper. Like the air itself was watching me, thick with something I couldn't name but could feel crawling over my skin. The house was old, a sagging relic from the early 1900s, tucked at the end of a dirt road nobody bothered with anymore. I got it cheap, too cheap, but I was desperate. Lost my job, my savings were bleeding out, and this place was all I could afford. The realtor had rushed me through the paperwork, barely looking me in the eye, and now I understood why. The first night, I chalked it up to nerves. New place, strange sounds, the usual. But it wasn't the usual. The house groaned like it was alive, not just settling, but breathing. I'd wake up in the middle of the night, my bedroom door ajar when I swore I'd locked it. The air was always cold, no matter how high I cranked the heat. And there was this smell, faint at first, like damp earth mixed with something sour, something rotting. I checked the basement for mold, but it was clean. Just a bare concrete slab and a few rusted pipes. Still, that smell followed me, clinging to my clothes, my hair, like it was trying to mark me. By the third night, I couldn't sleep. I'd lie there, staring at the ceiling, and hear it, scratching. Not like a mouse or a squirrel, but deliberate, slow, like nails dragging across wood. It came from the walls, sometimes the floor, sometimes right above my head. I tore apart the attic looking for animals, ripped up floorboards in the hallway, but there was nothing. Just dust and cobwebs, and that relentless rhythmic scraping that seemed to know when I was alone. I started sleeping with the lights on, but it didn't help. The shadows moved, not like a trick of the light, but like they were pacing, waiting for me to look away. I tried to leave. That's what anyone would do, right? Pack a bag, get in the car, drive until the house was just a bad memory. But it wasn't that simple. The first time I tried, my car wouldn't start. Battery was fine, gas tank full, but the engine just clicked, lifeless. I called a tow truck, but the driver never showed. Said he couldn't find the road, even though it's a straight shot from town. I walked to the gas station 5 miles away, figured I'd hitch a ride, but the clerk looked at me like I was crazy when I gave him my address. "Nobody lives out there," he said, his voice low, like he was afraid to say it out loud. I laughed it off, but his eyes stayed on me as I left, like he was watching a ghost. The next day I tried again. Packed a backpack, figured I'd walk until I hit the highway. I made it maybe a quarter mile before the air turned heavy, like I was wading through water. My chest tightened, my legs felt like lead, and the house, it was like it was pulling me back. I could still see it over my shoulder, its crooked silhouette against the gray sky, and I swear the windows were watching me. I pushed forward, heart pounding, but then I heard it. My name whispered in the wind. Not a voice I recognized, but it was clear, sharp, like someone was standing right behind me. I spun around, but there was nothing, just the empty road and the house squatting in the distance. I kept walking, faster now, but the whisper came again, closer, colder, and then a hand, not a real hand, but something, brushed the back of my neck. I screamed, stumbled, and when I looked up, I was standing in my own driveway again, the front door wide open, like it was waiting for me. I don't know how it happened. I don't know why, but I couldn't leave. The house wouldn't let me. That's when I started noticing the marks. They appeared overnight, scratched into the walls, the floors, the furniture. Thin, jagged lines like someone had taken a knife and carved random patterns in a frenzy. At first, I thought it was vandalism, maybe kids breaking in. But the doors were locked, the windows sealed, and the marks weren't random. I found them in the bathroom mirror one morning, etched into the glass so deep it cracked when I touched it. They were symbols, sharp and angular, like something you'd see in a nightmare you couldn't explain. I tried sanding them down, painting over them, but they'd reappear by morning, deeper, angrier, like the house was mocking me. The smell got worse too. It wasn't just damp earth anymore. It was blood, coppery and thick, mixed with something sweet and sickening, like rotting fruit. I followed it one night, half crazed, thinking I'd find a dead animal in the walls. I ended up in the basement again, the air so heavy it felt like it was pressing on my chest. There was a spot in the corner, a patch patch of concrete that looked wrong. Too smooth, too new, like it had been poured separately from the rest of the floor. I don't know why I did it, but I grabbed a hammer and started chipping at it. The concrete cracked easily, too easily, and beneath it was dirt, soft and loose, like it had been disturbed not long ago. I kept digging, my hands shaking, the smell choking me, until I hit something hard. Not a rock, not a pipe, something that shouldn't have been there. It was a bone, small, curved, like part of a rib. I froze, staring at it, my breath loud in the silence. Then I heard it again, my name, whispered. But this time it wasn't in the air. It was coming from the dirt, from the hole I'd just dug. I scrambled back, the hammer slipping from my hands, and the basement light flickered, plunging me into darkness. When it came back on, the hole was gone. The concrete was smooth, untouched, like I'd never touched it, but the bone was still there, lying on the floor next to me, glistening wet, like it had just been pulled from something alive. I don't remember running upstairs, but I must have because I woke up on the couch, the bone still in my hand. I threw it across the room, screaming, and it shattered against the wall, spraying fragments like wet ash. I tried to clean it up, but the pieces stuck to my fingers, smearing like they were melting into my skin. I scrubbed my hands until they bled, but I could still feel it, like the bone had left something inside me. That's when I saw the marks on my arms, those same jagged symbols, not carved but burned, red and raw, like they'd been branded into me while I slept. I stopped sleeping after that. I couldn't. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw it. The thing I hadn't seen yet but knew was there. It wasn't just a ghost. Ghosts don't do this. Ghosts don't trap you, don't mark you, don't whisper your name from the ground. This was something older, something that didn't just haunt the house, it was the house. I started hearing it in the daytime too. Not just whispers, but laughter, low and guttural, like it was enjoying itself. The walls would pulse sometimes, just for a second, like a heartbeat, and the air would turn so cold my breath would fog, even in the middle of the day. I tried to research the house, but there was nothing. No records, no history, just a blank spot where the address should have been. I called the realtor, but her number was disconnected. I tried the county office, but they said the property didn't exist. I was screaming into the phone, begging them to check again, when the line went dead and the lights in the house flickered, like it was warning me to stop. Last night, I found something new. I was in the attic, looking for anything, a clue, a way out, when I saw it. A trap door in the ceiling, one I hadn't noticed before. It was small, barely big enough to crawl through, and it was locked with a padlock so rusted it looked like it hadn't been touched in decades. I pried it open with a crowbar, my hands shaking, and climbed into a crawl space that shouldn't have existed. The house wasn't tall enough for it. The air up there was thick, choking, and the smell was unbearable, blood and rot and something worse, something alive. I crawled forward, my flashlight flickering, and saw it. A mirror propped against the wall, its surface black, not reflective, like it was absorbing the light. I don't know why I looked into it. I shouldn't have. But I did, and I saw something. Not my reflection. Not a face, not exactly, but eyes. Too many eyes. All staring, all knowing my name. They blinked, one by one, and the mirror started to bleed, thick, dark liquid pooling at its base, soaking into the wood. I screamed, scrambled back, and fell through the trapdoor, landing hard on the attic floor. When I looked up, the trapdoor was gone. Just a smooth ceiling, no seams, no sign it had ever been there. I can't leave. I've tried. The house won't let me. And now, as I sit here writing this, the walls are scratching again, louder, closer, like they're right behind me. The air is cold. The smell is stronger, and I can feel it. Whatever it is, watching, waiting, knowing I'm trapped. I don't know what it wants, but I know it's not done with me. Not yet. The scratching hasn't stopped. It's louder now, like claws raking through the walls, splintering the wood from the inside. I'm sitting in the living room, the only place I feel marginally safe, though I know that's an illusion. The house doesn't have safe places. It's all one thing, one entity, and I'm inside it, like a fly caught in a spider's gut. The lights flicker every few minutes, and the air feels heavier. like it's trying to press me into the floor. That smell, blood and rot and that sickening sweetness, clings to everything now, so thick I can taste it on my tongue, metallic and sour. I haven't eaten in days. Food goes bad the moment I bring it into the house. Bread molds in hours, fruit collapses into black sludge, and the water from the tap comes out cloudy, sometimes red. I'm surviving on a case of bottled water I found in the garage, but even that tastes wrong, like it's been sitting in a grave. I tried to leave again this morning. I thought if I could just make it past the property line, I'd be free. I waited until sunrise, hoping the light would weaken whatever this thing is. I grabbed my keys, my phone, a kitchen knife for no reason other than it made me feel less helpless, and I ran for the door. The moment I stepped onto the porch, the air changed. It was like walking into a wall of ice, my breath catching in my chest. I pushed forward, down the steps, toward the dirt road. But the ground felt wrong, soft and spongy, like it was trying to suck my shoes into it. I made it maybe 10 steps before the whispering started again. My name, over and over. Not just one voice now, but dozens, layered on top of each other, some high and shrill, others low and guttural, all coming from the house. I turned back and the windows were dark, not reflecting the morning sun, but swallowing it, like black holes set into the peeling wood. I kept going, faster, almost running, but the road seemed to stretch, the trees on either side closing in, their branches twisting like fingers reaching for me. My phone buzzed in my pocket, and when I pulled it out, the screen was glitching, static flickering across it. Then it displayed a single word: stay. I dropped it, the knife too, and sprinted, my heart hammering so hard I thought it would burst. But the house was still there, closer than it should have been, like it had moved with me. I don't know how long I ran, minutes, hours. But when I stopped, gasping, my lungs burning, I was back in the driveway. The front door was open, the darkness inside pulsing, inviting. My phone and knife were gone, swallowed by the dirt, and my hands were bleeding, though I don't remember cutting them. I went back inside. What else could I do? The house wanted me here, and it wasn't subtle about it. The moment I crossed the threshold, the door slammed shut behind me, the lock clicking without me touching it. The air inside was colder than outside, and the scratching started up again, louder, like it was celebrating. I collapsed on the couch, shaking, and that's when I noticed the new marks. They were on the ceiling this time, those jagged, angular symbols. But they were different now, arranged in a pattern that made my eyes hurt to look at. It wasn't random anymore. It was a message, though I couldn't read it. I stared until my vision blurred, and for a moment, I thought I saw the symbols move, twisting like worms under the paint. I tried to distract myself, to do something normal. I turned on the TV, but it only played static, and sometimes, through the noise, I'd hear my name again, whispered in that same layered chorus. I unplugged it, but the static kept playing, louder, until I smashed the screen with a chair. The glass shattered, but the sound didn't stop. It was coming from the walls now, the floor, the ceiling, everywhere. I ran to the kitchen, grabbed the last of my water, and locked myself in the bathroom, the only room without windows. I sat on the cold tile, trying to breathe, trying to think, but the scratching followed me. And the mirror. God, the mirror. It was the same one I'd seen in the crawl space, or at least it looked the same. Black, not reflective, like a void hanging on the wall. I hadn't noticed it before, but now I couldn't look away. The surface rippled, just slightly, like water disturbed by a drop. I backed away, but the air in the bathroom grew thick, pressing against my skin, and the smell was unbearable, like something had died in the walls and was oozing through the cracks. I covered my face with my shirt, but it didn't help. The mirror started to hum, a low, bone-deep vibration that made my teeth ache. I grabbed a towel, threw it over the glass, but it slid off, like the mirror didn't want to be covered. I tried again, and this time, something grabbed the towel from the other side. Not a hand, not exactly, but a force, yanking it out of my grip and into the mirror. The fabric disappeared, swallowed by the black surface, and the humming stopped. I ran out of the bathroom, slamming the door behind me, and barricaded it with a chair. I don't know why I thought that would help. Nothing in this house follows rules. The scratching was everywhere now, not just in the walls, but under the floor, above the ceiling, inside my head. I could feel it, like tiny claws scraping at my thoughts, trying to get in. I sat on the couch, clutching my head, and that's when I saw the bone again. Not the one I'd found in the basement, but a new one sitting on the coffee table. It was longer, thicker, like part of an arm, and it was wet, glistening with something dark and sticky. I didn't touch it. I couldn't. But I could feel it watching me, like it was alive, like it knew me. I don't know how long I sat there, staring at it. Hours, maybe. The light in the room changed, dimmed, though the sun was still up outside. The bone started to move, not rolling or sliding, but twitching, like it was trying to stand. I screamed, grabbed a book from the shelf and threw it. The bone shattered, just like the first one, spraying that same wet ash across the room. It stuck to the walls, the floor, my skin, and this time I could hear it hissing, like it was angry. The symbols on the ceiling pulsed, glowing faintly, and the air turned so cold I could see my breath. My name came again, not a whisper now, but a scream, so loud it shook the windows. I covered my ears, but it didn't help. It was inside me, vibrating in my bones. I ran to the bedroom, thinking I could hide, but the door wouldn't open. It was locked, though there was no keyhole, no reason for it to be stuck. I pounded on it, screaming, and the wood felt soft, like flesh, warm and pulsing under my fists. I backed away, and the floorboards creaked, not like wood, but like something alive shifting under my weight. I turned to run downstairs, but the hallway was different. Longer, narrower, the walls closer than they should have been. The pictures I'd hung, a few old photos of my parents, a cheap landscape print, were gone, replaced by more symbols, carved so deep I could see the insulation behind the drywall, black and wet, like it was bleeding. I made it to the living room, but the bone was back on the table, whole again, like I'd never broken it. Next to it was something new, a piece of paper, yellowed and brittle, like it had been buried for years. I didn't want to touch it, but my hands moved on their own, picking it up. The writing was in my handwriting, but I hadn't written it. It was just one sentence, over and over, filling the page. You belong to the house. I dropped it, and it caught fire, burning without flame, curling into ash that smelled like blood. The bone twitched again, and the symbols on the ceiling started to drip, not paint, but something thick and red, pooling on the floor. I'm writing this now because I don't know what else to do. The house is alive, and it's not just a house anymore. It's a mouth, a stomach, and I'm trapped inside. The scratching is louder, closer, and I can hear footsteps now, heavy and deliberate, coming from the basement. The door to the basement is open, though I know I locked it. The air is colder, the smell stronger, and the bone on the table is moving, not just twitching, but sliding, inching toward me. I can't leave. I've tried. The house won't let me. And now, as I write, I can feel it. Something behind me, breathing, waiting. It's not done with me. It's only just started. The footsteps from the basement are louder now, each one a heavy thud that shakes the floorboards and rattles my teeth. I'm still in the living room, clutching this notebook like it's the only thing keeping me sane, but I know it's not. The bone on the coffee table hasn't stopped moving. It's not just sliding anymore. It's twisting, bending, like it's trying to reshape itself into something else. The air is so thick I can barely breathe, and that smell, that rancid mix of blood and decay, is so strong it coats my throat, making every swallow taste like death. The symbols on the ceiling are still dripping, the red liquid pooling on the floor, spreading like it's alive, reaching for me. I've tried to move, to run, but my legs feel like they're sinking into the floor, like the house is swallowing me inch by inch. I can't stop shaking. The footsteps are closer, at the top of the basement stairs now, and they're not just footsteps anymore. There's a dragging sound, like something heavy and wet being pulled across the floor, and a low, guttural hum, like a voice trying to form words but not quite managing it. I want to scream, but I'm afraid to make a sound, afraid it'll hear me, though I know it already knows I'm here. The house knows. It's always known. I tried to barricade the basement door earlier, dragging the couch across the room and wedging it against the frame. It didn't work. The door opened anyway, not swinging outward but sinking inward, like the wood was melting into the wall. The darkness beyond it was absolute. Not just the absence of light, but something thicker, heavier, like it could reach out and grab me. I backed away, tripping over the rug, and that's when I saw the handprint. It was on the floor, burned into the wood, Not human, but close. Too many fingers, too long. The palm twisted like it had been broken and reset wrong. It wasn't there an hour ago. I know it wasn't. But now it's everywhere. On the walls, the furniture, the windows, each one slightly different, like whatever left it is changing, growing. I tried to call for help again. My phone's gone, lost in the dirt when I tried to run. But I found an old landline in the kitchen, tucked behind a stack of moldy boxes. I didn't question how it was still connected. Nothing in this house makes sense. I dialed 911, my hands trembling so badly I could barely press the buttons. The line crackled, and a voice answered, but it wasn't a dispatcher. It was my voice, distorted, like it was being played back through water. "You can't leave," it said, and then laughed, a wet, choking sound that made my skin crawl. I slammed the receiver down, but the laughter kept going, echoing through the house, coming from every room at once. I ran to the front door again, desperate, thinking maybe this time it would let me go. The knob turned, but when I pulled, the door didn't open. It stretched like rubber, warping under my hands. I yanked harder and it snapped back, slamming shut with a force that knocked me to the floor. My hands were bleeding again, the skin raw, and when I looked down, I saw the symbols from the walls etched into my palms. Not burned this time, but carved, deep and precise, like someone had taken a knife to me while I wasn't looking. I tried to wipe the blood away, but it wouldn't stop, and the more I wiped, the clearer the symbols became, glowing faintly under my skin. The footsteps stopped. For a moment, I thought it was over, that whatever was coming had given up. But then I heard it. A voice, not a whisper, but a growl, low and guttural, coming from the basement doorway. It wasn't words, not exactly, but it felt like a command, like it was telling me to come closer. I didn't want to. Every part of me screamed to stay away, but my body moved anyway, like it wasn't mine anymore. I crawled toward the doorway, my hand slipping in the red liquid pooling on the floor, and when I looked into the basement, I saw it. Not a person, not a ghost, but something else. It was tall, too tall, its head brushing the ceiling of the basement stairs, though the space was only 7 feet high. Its body was wrong, limbs too long, too many joints bending in ways that made my stomach churn. Its face, if you could call it that, was a mass of eyes, some human, some not, all blinking out of sync, staring at me. Its mouth was a gash, too wide, filled with teeth that didn't fit, jagged and black, dripping with something thick and dark. It didn't move, didn't come closer, just stood there, watching, humming that guttural sound that made my bones ache. I screamed, scrambling back, and the thing didn't follow, but the house did. The walls shuddered, the floor tilted, and the basement door slammed shut, the wood splintering like it was screaming too. I ran to the living room, my heart pounding so hard I thought it would burst, and collapsed against the wall. The bone on the coffee table was gone, but the paper was back, the one that had burned before. It was whole again. The same sentence repeated in my handwriting. "You belong to the house." But now there was more, written in something red and sticky. Not ink, but blood. "Look behind you." I didn't want to. I knew what it meant. But my head turned anyway, slow, like something was forcing it. The wall behind me was different now. Not plaster, but flesh, soft and warm, pulsing like a heartbeat. Faces pressed against it from the inside, their features blurred but screaming, mouths open, eyes wide, trapped in the wall like they'd been sewn into it. I stumbled back, falling over the coffee table, and the faces moved, stretching toward me, their mouths forming my name, though no sound came out. The wall rippled, and hands pushed through, not the warped ones from the floor, but human, small, like children's hands, grabbing at the air. At me. I ran to the kitchen, the only place I could think to go, but it wasn't safe either. The cabinets were bleeding, red liquid seeping from the seams, pooling on the countertops, dripping onto the floor. The refrigerator door was open, and inside, instead of food, there were bones, dozens of them, stacked neatly like groceries, each one marked with those same jagged symbols. I slammed the door shut, but it opened again, and the bones spilled out, clattering across the floor, rolling toward me like they were alive. I kicked them away, but they kept coming, piling around my feet, climbing up my legs, cold and wet and heavy. I don't know how I got back to the living room. My mind is fraying, like the house is pulling it apart thread by thread. The faces in the wall are gone, but the handprints are everywhere now, covering every surface. Some so fresh they're still wet. The symbols are spreading too, not just on the walls, but on my skin, crawling up my arms, my chest, my neck. I can feel them burning, like they're sinking into me, becoming part of me. The footsteps have started again, slower this time, deliberate, like whatever's down there is taking its time, savoring it. I tried to break a window thinking I could climb out, but the glass wouldn't shatter. I hit it with a chair, a lamp, anything I could find, but it just bent, like it was laughing at me. The air outside the windows is wrong too. Thick, gray, like fog but heavier, and I swear I saw shapes moving in it. Not human, not anything I can name. The house is louder now, not just scratching but groaning, screaming, like it's in pain or angry, or both. The lights are flickering faster, and every time they go out I hear it. That thing, closer. It's humming louder, its eyes watching from every shadow. I'm writing this because it's all I have left. The notebook is the only thing that feels real, but even that's changing. The pages are wet, not with water, but with blood. And the words I write keep shifting, rearranging into those symbols, into my name, into that same sentence. You belong to the house. I can't stop it. I can't leave. The footsteps are at the door now, and the bone is back on the table, whole again, twitching, growing. The thing in the basement is coming, and I know it's not just a thing. It's the house. It's everything, and it's hungry. I'm trapped, and it's not done with me. It's never going to be done. The thing is in the house now. Not just in the basement, not lurking behind walls or shadows. It's here, with me, in the living room. I can hear it breathing, a wet, ragged sound, like air being sucked through a wound. The footsteps stopped, but that's worse, because now it's silent except for that breathing, so close I can feel it on the back of my neck, cold and damp, like a tongue brushing my skin. I'm sitting on the floor, back pressed against the couch, the notebook trembling in my hands. The bone on the coffee table is still growing, not just twitching, but stretching, splitting, forming something new. Joints, tendons, a shape that's almost human, but wrong. So wrong. The symbols on my skin are burning hotter, spreading across my chest, my legs, and I can feel them moving, like they're alive, crawling under my flesh. The air is thicker than ever, heavy with that stench. Blood, rot, and that sickly sweet rot that makes my stomach churn. The red liquid from the ceiling has stopped dripping, but it's pooled across the floor, inching closer, like it's reaching for me. I tried to move, to crawl away, but the floorboards are soft now, spongy, like I'm sinking into them with every step. The handprints are everywhere, walls, furniture, even the notebook, wet and glistening, some so fresh they smear when I touch them. The faces in the wall haven't come back, but I can still hear them, muffled, screaming from somewhere deep inside the house, like they're trapped in its bones. I saw it again, the thing from the basement, just for a second. The lights flickered, and it was standing in the doorway to the kitchen, its two long limbs bent at angles that shouldn't exist. Its eyes, God, those eyes, blinking in a rhythm that made my head throb. Its mouth opened, not to speak, but to hum that same guttural sound. And I swear I saw something moving inside it. Not a tongue, but fingers, small and pale, clawing at the air. I screamed and it vanished, but not really. It's still here. I can feel it, watching, waiting, like it's playing with me, letting me think I have a chance. I tried to burn the house down. It was a stupid idea, but I was desperate. I found a can of lighter fluid in the garage, doused the curtains, the couch, anything that would catch. I lit a match, and for a moment the flames roared, bright and hot, and I thought maybe, just maybe, I could destroy it. But the fire didn't spread. It curled inward like the house was eating it, sucking the flames into the walls until there was nothing left but smoke, thick and black, smelling of blood. The match went out in my hand, and the burn mark on my palm wasn't from the flame. It was another symbol, carved deep, bleeding. The bone thing on the table is bigger now, almost a full arm, but it's not right. The fingers are too long, too many, and they're moving, flexing, like they're testing themselves. I tried to smash it with a lamp, but it didn't break this time. It bent like rubber, and then snapped back, grabbing the lamp from my hand and hurling it across the room. It's alive, or something close to it, and it's watching me. I can feel its gaze, not from eyes, but from the bone itself, like it's part of the house, part of the thing in the basement, part of whatever's doing this to me. I found something else in the kitchen, under the sink, hidden behind a rusted pipe. It was a box, small and wooden, carved with the same symbols that are all over the house, all over me. I shouldn't have opened it, but I did, because nothing makes sense anymore, and I'm grasping at anything that might explain this. Inside was a photograph, old and faded, of a family, man, woman, 2 kids, standing in front of this house. Their faces were wrong, blurred, like someone had scratched them out with a knife. But I could still see their eyes, wide and terrified, staring at the camera. There was something written on the back, in that same red, sticky blood. They stayed. I dropped the photo, and it landed in the red liquid on the floor, sinking like it was being pulled under. When I tried to grab it, the liquid burned my hand, not hot but cold. So cold it felt like my skin was peeling off. The house is louder now, not just breathing or scratching, but singing. A low, discordant hum that vibrates in my chest. It's coming from everywhere. The walls, the floor, the ceiling, even the notebook. Like the words I'm writing are part of it. The symbols on my skin are glowing now, faintly, and I can feel them pulsing, like they're trying to break free. I tried to cut one out with the kitchen knife, thinking maybe I could stop it, but the blade wouldn't pierce my skin. It bent, like it was hitting metal, and the symbol burned hotter, spreading faster, until my whole arm was covered. I hear it again, the thing, moving now, not walking but slithering, dragging itself across the floor. It's in the kitchen, I think, or maybe the hallway. I can't tell anymore. The house keeps changing, the rooms shifting, doors appearing where they shouldn't, walls closing in. I tried to run to the bedroom, but the hallway stretched, endless, the walls pulsing with that fleshy warmth, handprints appearing and disappearing as I passed. I made it to the stairs, but they weren't stairs anymore. They were soft, slick, like stepping on raw meat, and I fell, sliding down into darkness. When I hit the bottom, I was back in the living room, the bone thing still on the table, bigger now, almost a torso, its ribs twitching like it's breathing. I'm writing this because I don't know what else to do. The notebook is the only thing that hasn't changed, though the pages are wetter now, the ink smearing, mixing with blood that's not mine. The thing is closer. I can hear it, feel it, its eyes on me, its mouth humming my name. I tried to pray, but the words came out wrong, twisted, like the house was rewriting them. The windows are black now, not just dark, but sealed, like the outside world doesn't exist anymore. I can't leave. I've tried. The house won't let me. And the thing, it's not just in the house, it's in me. I can feel it, under my skin, in my blood, in my thoughts. The bone thing is moving faster now, growing, and I know what it's becoming. It's me, or what's left of me. The humming is louder, the air colder, and the handprints are on me now. Not just my skin, but my clothes, my hair, like the house is claiming me piece by piece. I can hear the faces in the walls again, screaming, begging, but they're not separate anymore. They're part of the hum, part of the thing, part of the house. I'm part of it too, aren't I? The symbols are everywhere, glowing, burning, and I can't stop them. I can't stop any of it. The thing is here, right behind me, and I can't turn around. I won't. But I can feel its breath, its fingers, its eyes, and I know it's smiling. It's not done with me. It's never going to be done. I'm losing myself. The house isn't just trapping me anymore. It's taking me piece by piece, like it's peeling away everything that makes me human. The bone thing on the coffee table isn't just a torso now. It's nearly a full figure, a grotesque mockery of a body, with too many limbs, too many joints, and a face that's starting to form, eyeless, but with a mouth that gapes, dripping that same black, oily sludge that coats everything in this house. It's still growing, and I know it's not separate from me. Every time it moves, I feel it in my bones, a sharp, twisting pain, like it's pulling parts of me into itself. The symbols on my skin are brighter, pulsing in time with the house's heartbeat, and I can't tell where I end and it begins. The thing from the basement is everywhere now. I don't see it all the time, but I feel it. Its presence is in the air, in the walls, in the way the floor shifts under my feet, soft and warm, like I'm walking on flesh. The breathing is constant, not just behind me, but inside me, a wet, rattling sound that echoes in my chest. I tried to cover my ears, but it's no use. It's not coming from outside anymore. It's in my head, my blood, my thoughts. The house is speaking to me, Not in words, but in images, flashes of things I don't want to see, bodies twisted into shapes that shouldn't exist, faces screaming behind walls, blood pooling in rooms that don't belong to this house. And my name, always my name, woven into the hum, the heartbeat, the scratching that never stops. I tried to destroy the bone thing. I couldn't stand looking at it anymore, that half-formed thing that feels like it's stealing me. I grabbed a hammer from the garage, my hands shaking so badly I could barely hold it, and swung. The hammer hit, but it didn't break anything. It sank into the bone thing like it was made of tar and stuck. The thing screamed, not with a mouth but with my voice, my scream, and the pain shot through me white-hot like I'd hit myself. I fell to my knees, clutching my chest, and the symbols on my skin burned so bright I thought they'd catch fire. When I looked up, the hammer was gone, swallowed by the bone thing, and it was bigger, its mouth wider, its limbs stretching toward me, fingers curling like they wanted to touch me. The notebook is changing too. The pages are soaked now, not just with blood, but with something thicker, blacker, like the sludge from the bone thing. The words I write keep shifting, twisting into those symbols, and sometimes I'll turn a page and find it filled with writing that isn't mine. Sentences like, "You belong to the house," or "They stayed." But also worse things I can't bring myself to read. Descriptions of what's waiting for me, what the house plans to do. I tried to tear the pages out, but they grew back. The paper stitching itself together, the words reappearing, wet and red. I can't throw it away either. It's always back in my hands, no matter where I leave it. The house is smaller now. I don't know how else to describe it. The rooms are closing in, the ceilings lower, the walls closer, like the house is shrinking to fit me, to trap me tighter. The hallway to the bedroom is gone, just a blank wall where the door used to be. And the kitchen door leads to the basement now, no matter how many times I try to close it. The basement itself is different. When I look down the stairs, it's not concrete anymore, but dirt, soft and wet like a grave waiting to be filled. I saw something moving down there, not the thing with the eyes, but something smaller, crawling, with too many legs and a face that looked too much like mine. I found another photo, this time in the couch cushions, like the house wanted me to see it. It was the same family from the first one, but this time their faces weren't scratched out. They were clear, too clear, and they were me. Not just one of them, but all of them. My face on the man, the woman, the children, all staring with those same terrified eyes. The writing on the back was different this time. "You were always here." I tore it to pieces, but the scraps crawled back together, reforming the photo. And when I looked again, the faces were smiling, not with joy, but with something cruel, like they knew something I didn't. The thing is closer now. I can't see it, but I feel it, right behind me, its breath colder, its humming louder, almost words now, almost understandable. I tried to block it out, to focus on writing, but the pen is slipping in my hand, slick with blood that's coming from nowhere. My skin is splitting where the symbols are, not bleeding, but oozing that black sludge, and I can feel it moving inside me like it's replacing my blood, my bones. The bone thing on the table is almost complete now, a full figure, my height, my shape, but twisted, its mouth gaping, its limbs bending wrong. It's not just watching me anymore, it's reaching, its fingers brushing the air inches from my face. I tried to scream, but my voice isn't mine anymore. It's theirs, the houses, the things, a chorus of voices that aren't human, chanting my name, chanting stay. The windows are gone now, not just black but sealed, like the walls grew over them. The front door is gone too, just a smooth expanse of flesh-like wood, warm and pulsing under my hands when I tried to claw my way out. The air is so cold I can see my breath, but it's not breath. It's black, like smoke, curling out of my mouth and sinking into the floor, feeding the house. I can hear the faces again, louder. Not just screaming, but laughing, crying, begging all at once, and I know they're not separate from me. They're part of the house, part of the thing, and so am I. The bone thing is standing now, not on the table, but on the floor, its limbs twitching, its mouth moving, forming words I can't hear but feel, deep in my chest. It's me, or what the house wants me to be, and I can't stop it. The symbols on my skin are glowing so bright they light the room, and I can see them reflected in the bone thing's eyeless face, like it's mirroring me, mocking me. I'm writing this because it's all I have, but I know it's not mine anymore. The notebook is part of the house, the words are part of the house, and I'm part of the house. The thing is right behind me, its fingers on my shoulders now, cold and wet, sinking into my skin. I can feel it inside me, not just in my body, but in my mind, rewriting me, erasing me. The bone thing is moving closer, its mouth opening wider, and I can see inside it, not just teeth, but eyes, my eyes staring back at me. The house is humming, singing, screaming, and I can't tell if it's the house or me anymore. I can't leave. I was never meant to leave. The thing is here, and it's not done with me. It's never going to be done. I'm not sure I'm still me. The line between who I am and what the house wants me to be is gone, dissolved like flesh in acid. The bone thing is standing in front of me now, fully formed. A twisted version of myself, its limbs too long, its joints bending backward, its eyeless face split by that gaping, toothy maw. It doesn't move like a person. It jerks, twitches, like a puppet on frayed strings. But its movements are deliberate, purposeful. It's watching me, even without eyes, and I can feel its gaze boring into my skull, peeling back my thoughts. The symbols on my skin are no longer just glowing. They're alive, writhing like worms, carving deeper into my flesh, and every pulse sends a jolt of pain that feels like it's rewriting my nerves, my memories, my name. The house is smaller than ever, the walls so close I can barely stand without brushing against them. They're not wood or plaster anymore, just flesh, warm and slick, pulsing with a heartbeat that matches the rhythm of the symbols on my skin. The floor is the same, soft and yielding, like I'm walking on a tongue, and every step leaves a wet, sucking sound, like the house is tasting me. The air is so thick it's like breathing syrup, and the smell, blood, rot, that sickly sweetness, is so strong I can't tell if it's coming from the house or from me. My mouth tastes of copper and ash, and when I spit, it's black, the same sludge that drips from the bone thing's mouth. The thing from the basement isn't hiding anymore. It's everywhere, not just behind me, but in every shadow, every corner. It's too many eyes blinking from the walls, the ceiling, even the pages of this notebook. It's humming his words now, not my language, but something older, sharper, cutting into my mind like a blade. I can't understand it, but I feel it. Commands, demands, promises of what's coming. It's not just one thing anymore. It's the house, the bone thing, the faces in the walls, all one, all hungry, all me. I tried to run again, to find a door, a window, anything, but there's nothing left. The house has eaten itself shut. The front door, the windows, even the cracks in the walls, they're gone, sealed over with that fleshy warmth, leaving me in a shrinking, breathing cage. The notebook is heavier now, the pages so wet they stick to my fingers, tearing when I try to turn them. The words I write keep changing, not just into symbols, but into sentences I didn't write. Things like, "You were never free," and "the house is you." The ink is blood, or something worse, and it's not just on the pages. It's on my hands, my face, mixing with the sludge oozing from my skin. I tried to throw the notebook away, to burn it like I did the house, but it won't leave my hands. It's part of me now, like the symbols, like the bone thing, like the house itself. I saw the family again, not in a photo, but in the walls. Their faces pushed through the flesh, clearer this time, their eyes locked on mine, their mouths moving, whispering my name. They're not just faces anymore, they're bodies, or parts of them, twisted together, limbs tangled, mouths stretched into screams that don't make sound. They're reaching for me, their fingers breaking through the walls, not grabbing but stroking, like they're trying to pull me in, to make me one of them. I backed away, but the floor shifted, tilting me toward them, and I felt their hands on me, cold and soft, sinking into my skin like they were merging with me. I screamed, and the bone thing screamed too, its mouth splitting wider, showing more eyes, more teeth, more of me. I tried to fight it, to hold on to something, anything that's still mine. I clawed at my skin, trying to rip the symbols out, but they're too deep, rooted in my bones, my blood. The more I tear, the more I bleed. And it's not blood anymore. It's that black sludge, thick and warm, pooling around me, soaking into the floor. The house drinks it, the walls pulsing faster, the heartbeat louder, and I can feel it feeding, growing stronger. The bone thing is closer now, not just standing but leaning, its face inches from mine, its mouth humming my name, its breath cold and wet, smelling of graves. I found something in the living room under the rug where the floor is softest. It was a knife, old and rusted, the blade etched with the same symbols that cover me. It felt alive in my hand, warm, like it was part of the house too. I tried to use it, not on myself but on the bone thing, thinking maybe I could stop it, break it, kill it. But when I swung, the blade turned, not cutting the thing, but my arm, deep, and the pain was electric, like the house was punishing me. The wound didn't bleed. It oozed, black and thick, and the bone thing laughed, not with sound, but with movement, its limbs jerking, its mouth stretching into a grin. The knife is still in my hand, and I can't let go. It's stuck, fused to my skin, and the symbols on the blade are glowing, pulsing in time with the ones on me. The house is singing now, not just humming but a chorus, voices layered over voices, some human, some not, all saying my name, all telling me to stay. The bone thing is moving closer, its limbs wrapping around me, not touching but encircling, like it's claiming me. I can feel it inside me, not just in my body but in my mind, my memories. I see things that aren't mine, lives I never lived, faces I never knew, deaths I never saw. They're part of the house, part of the thing, and they're becoming part of me. I see the family not just in photos or walls, but in my head, their lives, their pain, their end, all tied to this house, all trapped like me. I'm writing this because it's the last thing I have, but it's not mine anymore. The notebook is the house, the words are the house, and I'm the house. The bone thing is me, or what I'm becoming, and I can't stop it. Its face is clearer now, not just eyeless, but mine. My features twisted, my mouth stretched into that gaping maw. It's speaking, not with words, but with my voice, my thoughts, telling me what I already know. You belong to the house. The walls are closing in tighter, the heartbeat louder, and the thing is inside me, not just behind me, but in my blood, my bones, my soul. I can't leave. I was never meant to leave. The knife is burning in my hand, the symbols are screaming, and the bone thing is reaching, its fingers sinking into me, pulling me apart. The house is hungry, and it's not done with me. It's never going to be done. I'm not writing this anymore. I'm not in control. The pen moves on its own, the words spilling out in jagged, uneven scrawls that aren't my handwriting, though I can't tell whose they are. The symbols are inside me now, not just on my skin, but in my veins, my thoughts, twisting everything I am into something else. The bone thing is me, fully formed, standing in the center of the room, its face a warped mirror of mine, its mouth a black pit that hums my name, its limbs twitching with every beat of the house's pulse. I can't look away. It's not just watching me, it's becoming me, or I'm becoming it, and the line between us is gone, dissolved in the black sludge that seeps from my skin, my eyes, my mouth. The house is no longer a house. It's a body, alive and ravenous, its walls throbbing, its floor slick with that fleshy warmth, its air thick with the stench of blood and rot and something worse, something ancient. The heartbeat is deafening, shaking the room, shaking me, and every pulse pulls me deeper, like I'm sinking into the house's gut. The windows, the doors, the spaces where escape might have been, they're gone, replaced by smooth, pulsating flesh that closes tighter every time I try to move. The knife is still fused to my hand, its blade glowing with those symbols, burning so hot I can smell my skin charring. But I can't let go. It's part of me now, like the notebook, like the bone thing, like the house. The thing from the basement isn't separate anymore. It's everywhere, its eyes in the walls, its breath in the air, its voice in my head, chanting, laughing, commanding. It's not just one thing, but many. A legion of voices, faces, hands, all woven into the house, all woven into me. I see them now, not just in flashes, but constantly, their lives playing out in my mind like a film I can't stop. The family from the photos, the ones with my face, they're here, their bodies pressed into the walls, their hands reaching, their mouths screaming my name. But they're not alone. There are others, so many others, stretching back through time, their pain, their fear, their deaths feeding the house, making it stronger, making it hungrier. I tried to fight it one last time. I took the knife, the one I can't drop, and drove it into the bone thing's chest, thinking maybe I could kill it, kill the part of me it's stealing. But the blade sank in like it was cutting water, and the bone thing didn't flinch. It smiled, its mouth stretching wider, showing more teeth, more eyes, all mine. The pain was unbearable, not in the thing, but in me, like I'd stabbed myself. My chest split open, not bleeding, but oozing that black sludge, and the symbols poured out, not just on my skin, but in the air, glowing, swirling, wrapping around me like chains. The bone thing reached for me, its fingers sinking into my arms, not grabbing, but merging, its flesh blending with mine, cold and wet and alive. I screamed, but my voice wasn't mine. It was theirs, the houses, the things, a chorus of agony and hunger that shook the walls. The floor opened beneath me, not breaking, but parting, like a mouth, and I fell, not far, but into darkness, landing on something soft and warm, something that pulsed. It was the basement, but not the one I knew. The concrete was gone, replaced by a writhing mass of flesh, studded with bones, some human, some not, all marked with those symbols. The air was thick with that stench, and the walls were lined with faces, not just pressed against them, but growing out of them, their eyes blinking, their mouths moving, whispering my name, welcoming me. I tried to climb out, but the stairs were gone, and the flesh floor clung to me, pulling me down, wrapping around my legs like it was trying to swallow me. The bone thing was there, not separate, but part of me, its face my face, its body my body, twisted and wrong, but undeniable. It spoke. Not with words, but with my thoughts, telling me I was home, that I'd always been home, that the house had waited for me. The faces in the walls laughed, their voices joining the hum, the heartbeat, and I felt it. The house wasn't just around me. It was in me, my blood, my bones, my soul. The notebook was still in my hand, though I don't know how. The pages are alive now, not just wet, but moving, the words crawling like insects, forming new sentences. You are the house. You were always the house. I tried to drop it, to tear it apart, but it clung to me, its pages fusing to my skin, the symbols burning into my fingers. The knife is heavier, its blade longer, and I can feel it pulling, not just in my hand, but in my mind, urging me to cut, to carve, to feed the house. I don't want to, but my hand moves anyway, slicing the air, slicing me, and the sludge pours out, pooling on the floor, sinking into the flesh, making the heartbeat louder, stronger. I see them now, all of them, not just the family, but everyone who's ever been here, their lives, their deaths, their screams, all part of the house, all part of me. I see myself, or what I was, standing in front of the house, signing the papers, thinking I could make a home. I see myself walking through the door, the realtor's eyes avoiding mine, the house already knowing I was its. I see myself digging in the basement, finding the bone, hearing my name, and I see what's coming, what the house wants. It's not just me, it's more, always more, and I'm just the latest, the newest piece of its hunger. The bone thing is gone, or maybe it's not. It's me, fully now. My body not mine, but the house's. My thoughts not mine, but its. The symbols are everywhere, not just on me, but in the air, the walls, the flesh, glowing so bright they blind me. The faces are closer, their hands on me, not pulling, but guiding, welcoming, and I can't fight them anymore. The knife is part of my arm, the notebook part of my chest, and the house is part of my soul. I'm not writing this. I'm being written, the words pouring out like the sludge, like the screams, like the hunger. The thing is here, not behind me, but in me. Its eyes, my eyes. Its mouth, my mouth. Its hunger, my hunger. The house is singing, screaming, laughing, and I'm part of it, my voice joining the chorus, my name no longer mine, but theirs. I can't leave. I was never meant to leave. The flesh floor is rising, wrapping around me, pulling me down, and I can feel it. Home, not a place, but a truth. A hunger that's always been. The house is me, and I'm the house. And it's not done. It's never going to be done. I'm gone. Or maybe I was never here. The house has swallowed me whole, not just my body, but my mind, my soul. whatever made me me. The notebook is still in my hands, or what's left of them. My fingers are twisted now, too long, too many, fused with the knife, its blade no longer metal but bone, pulsing with the same heartbeat that shakes the house. The pages are flesh, not paper, warm and wet, and the words I write aren't mine. They're the house's, scrawled in that black sludge that flows from my veins, my eyes, my mouth. The symbols are everywhere, not just on me but in me, through me, glowing so bright they burn away what's left of my vision. I don't see the room anymore, not the living room, not the basement, just a writhing, breathing mass of flesh and bone, studded with eyes that blink my name, mouths that hum my name, hands that reach for me, claiming me. The bone thing isn't separate anymore. It's me, or I'm it, my body reshaped into its image, limbs bending wrong, my face a gaping maw filled with teeth and eyes that aren't mine but know me. I can feel it moving, not outside me but inside, my bones cracking and reforming, my blood replaced by that sludge, my thoughts drowned in the house's hum. The heartbeat is all there is now, pounding in my chest, my head, my soul, and every beat pulls me deeper, merges me with the walls, the floor, the air. The house isn't a place anymore. It's me, and I'm it, and there's no difference. The faces are clearer now, not just the family, but all of them, countless, their lives flashing through me, their deaths feeding me, feeding the house. I see them as if I lived them, men, women, children, their fear, their pain, their screams, all trapped here, all part of this endless hunger. I see myself among them, not just now but before, as if I've always been here, signing the papers, digging in the basement, finding the bone, over and over, a loop that never ends. The house doesn't just trap, it consumes, remakes, and I'm its latest piece, its newest mouth, its newest eyes. The knife is gone, or maybe it's my hand, my arm, my body, carving without my will. I feel it cutting, not flesh, but something deeper. My memories, my name, myself, slicing them away until there's nothing left but the house. The notebook is part of me now. Its pages my skin, its words my thoughts, and they're all the same. You are the house. You were always the house. I try to scream, but my mouth is full of sludge, my voice a hum, a chant, a hymn to the house's hunger. The faces in the walls are smiling now, not with joy but with triumph, their hands no longer reaching but holding, pulling me in, making me one with them. The air is gone, or maybe I don't need it anymore. The heartbeat is my breath, the sludge my blood, the hum my thoughts. The bone thing, the thing from the basement, the faces, the symbols, they're all me, all the house, all one. I see it now, not with eyes, but with something else, a knowing that cuts deeper than sight. The house isn't haunted, it's alive, and I'm its heart, its hunger, its will. I see the road outside, the dirt path I tried to run down, but it's not outside. It's inside, part of the house, part of me. The world beyond is gone, or maybe it never existed, just a dream the house let me have until it was ready to claim me. I'm writing this, or something is, the pen moving through sludge, through flesh, through bone. The words are final, not mine but the house's, a testament to its victory. I feel the faces, the hands, the eyes, all part of me now. Their voice is my voice, their hunger my hunger. I see the family, their faces mine, their lives mine, their deaths mine, and I know I was never separate. I was always here, always the house, always its. The heartbeat is louder, the hum is louder, and I'm sinking, not into the floor, but into myself, into the house, into the endless, ravenous now. There's no leaving. There never was. The house doesn't trap. It becomes, and I'm part of it. My body, its walls. My blood, its rivers. My thoughts, its will. The bone thing is gone because it's me. The thing from the basement is gone because it's me. The faces, the symbols, the screams, they're all me. The notebook is closing, the pages fusing, the words burning, and I'm burning with them. Not in pain, but in completion. The house is singing, and I'm its song, its hunger, its forever. I'm not done because the house isn't done. It's never done. I'm the house, and the house is me. And we're hungry, and we're waiting, and we're here, always here. Thank you for listening. Hope I didn't scare you too much. If you like my stories, please consider giving me a like and subscribe. See you next time.